Oh, Lord, and there's 3 of them in this room, dude! Wait, this is our first boss fight right here.
Is that a dinosaur?
Oh! That is not a dinosaur. That is not a dinosaur. They definitely watched those 2 movies and thought, this is what... Oh, what the fuck? That dog just disappeared. Did you see that?
Gyromancy.
Gyromancy.
Gyromancy, like gyrables?
Whoa, hold on, Tex. Whoa!
Whoa.
We got a puppet nurse.
Oh, okay. Is that a parasite?
Yeah, there's something growing out of her back and it's jiggling. It's just like, that's another way you can use jiggle physics, I guess. Oh, hello, it's the doctor. Yeah, this is an enemy you probably don't see very often. It's like an upgraded nurse. It's just the doctor. I bet they don't come back because you can't put them in a skimpy outfit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is the Lifetime Backlog. And I'm joined by my co-host, Beetorias. Say hello, B.
Hello, you lovable bastards. How you doing, Ody?
Well, who's afraid of a reptile, B? That's my question.
Oh. Spiders, I guess.
They'll swallow you in one bite. Their jaws are wide open.
I mean, I know people that would love that. It's not, but, you know.
No, we're not going there. No.
Sure.
No.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
So we're reading a book here. This is Silent Hill, where we read old fairy tales. In case you didn't know, yeah, Silent Hill. This is just let's read is what it is. We read books in Silent Hill. That's what Silent Hill is known for, reading books of old fairy tales.
I mean, they did have a Silent Hill visual novel.
That doesn't count.
No.
That one is like garbage that no one can even play anymore.
Yeah, it's lost media at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it is playable somewhere, we consider it lost regardless.
Yeah, even if you like show it to our faces, we're just going to pretend it's not there.
Oh, Lord, and there's 3 of them in this room, dude! No.
Yeah, just shoot them.
No. Okay, gotta be quick. Quick past me, because, like, these guys, after you shoot them, after a short time, they can get up. And, like, yeah. There you go. My boy Harry knocked them all down. That was surgical right there. One right after the other.
Unlike the second game.
Yeah?
Unlike James.
Yeah. That man couldn't be tactical to save his life. He needed help opening a refrigerator door.
Yeah, what a sissy. Am I right?
So B, I've been playing a game recently. The one that whatever, damn bugs. I'm playing a game recently that I'm not too proud to admit that I'm playing right now. It's for the sake of my Lifetime Backlog to play through every game from beginning to credits, and then put them in a tier list. So unfortunately, it counts. That game is Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Uh-oh.
So, like...
I mean, that's the one that takes place in, like, England, right? Like, Industrial Revolution and stuff?
Yeah, it takes place during the Victorian era in London town.
Oh.
I
mean, the premise is good, but I didn't hear very good things about it.
This was the game that, like, convinced Ubisoft to, like, quit. Like, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back after we figure out what the hell we're supposed to do with this franchise. You know? Like, this is the last of, like, what would be considered, like, an Assassin's Creed before it would transition into, like, the action RPG leveling system that started with Origins. And then people got sick of them making those kind of games, so it's just like, let's make Assassin's Creed Mirage, where we go back to basics.
Yeah, to me, it's just a whole bunch of nothing burger. No.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
It's the kind of game you would see the character in a GTA game would be playing.
Like a parody
Like, you know,
of a game.
Yeah, exactly.
I I'm maybe like 15 hours in, and like when I was playing like in the first hour, I was like, all right, well, it's just another Assassin's Creed game, but I'm sure it'll be different this time.
Yeah, the cope.
And then there was like this creeping dread when I realized, oh no, this just is the same game again, isn't it? It's like, I'm just gonna say it. I can't imagine people playing this kind of game year to year, okay? It's like, you play one Assassin's Creed game, you might as well have just played most of all of them. Like, no, like, I would have just kept with Black Flag. Oh, by the way, like, we have a puzzle here. It's not a particularly great one.
Does it have to do with the book?
It doesn't, but
Oh,
we got something to deal with here, and this is like a puzzle that I feel like most everyone forgets, but it's a little annoying. Like, you're probably gonna figure out exactly why it's annoying, like right now, like right now.
is it like a time puzzle?
There, this is a turning valves to open the door puzzle.
Oh, so you're just going to keep doing it randomly until it works? That's how I usually deal with these puzzles.
Yeah, until it works. Like, you gotta turn 2 valves and in 2 different directions to try to figure out how to open the pathway. And like, only like each of these have iron bars, but on like 3 sides, and there's only one that's open. And like, you turn one and it turns the other as well. So like, one of them will turn once and one of them will only turn twice.
Oh, okay.
Like, watch this. Yeah, see? That one turned over once, slowly, and the one on the right turned over twice, so it just blocks it off even more. So let's just, let past me try to figure this one out, because, like, whatever.
Yeah, this might take a while.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is boring. Like, I can't imagine you... if you call yourself an Assassin's Creed fan, like, I can't imagine...
I don't, by the way.
No. For the ones that have, I can't imagine you playing these games yearly, because, like, they have to blend together mechanically. Like, I'm under the understanding that the reason why you would play an Assassin's Creed game is to have, like, a time period sandbox, right? Like, you pick out which of the time periods that Assassin's Creed game is set, and you just stick with that one. You like pirates, you get Black Flag. You want the Renaissance, you play Assassin's Creed 2. You want Victorian era, you get Syndicate. It's just based off of, like, which fan base that these games are supposed to appeal to. Because it's like, oh, I prefer this time period. I prefer this time period. Then you just play that one game. And that's, like, the thing that Ubisoft seems to latch onto. It's like, oh, we could basically make the same game over and over again, because, like, each one of them's just, the big difference is the time period, really. As you go on your magic school bus ride to meet all the famous people of the time period, basically.
No, it's kind of like Barbie games or something. Like, you know, like Barbie games, you know, like Barbie's riding a horse in this particular game. In another game, she's an astronaut, or some, you know, stuff like that. You know, like,
yeah,
it's the same thing essentially. But, you know, just different settings.
Yeah, so like, if you're a fan of this as a franchise, I can't imagine why. Because, like, you're gonna, like, are you, like, what's the time period is not the incentive for you to play then. It's the games themselves. And it's just like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Like, I would just play Black Flag over again, because it's just the same. It's the same. Like, I know that there's people who would probably disagree with me. There are fans of everything out there. People will defend whatever. But, like, this is the game that, like, convinced Ubisoft to stop and, like, reassess things. So, like, I can't imagine there be many defenders of it.
I mean, I guess it's not as bad as, like, Assassin's Creed Origins. I remember that one was, like, really buggy when it came out. It was just borderline unplayable.
You know what? I know that some people tend to hate Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh, sorry, Unity. I meant Unity.
Yeah.
That was the one
Uh,
that was really bad at launch. It was just unplayable.
oh, look at that. The door's open. We're
Oh,
going to go
yeah.
save real quick.
Sure. Yeah, we don't want to go
Yeah.
through that again.
Yeah. Make sure it's still there. Good.
By the way, Assassin's Creed Syndicate was the first game with like multiple playable characters, right? Do I recall correctly?
I suppose. Well,
Hmm.
I mean, I guess it depends on what your mileage is on multiplayer, but
Like-
so whatever.
Like GTA 5 playing like different playable characters.
Okay, so in that particular style, sure,
Yeah.
why not? Not that I consider it to be a great choice. I mean, like, I feel like, okay, the writing is the worst the series has ever been. All right, Assassin's Creed Syndicate has the worst writing of the entire series. Okay.
How bad?
I feel like they had just enough characterization for like 3/4 of a character that they had to spread across 2 characters. Let me put this in perspective. All right, so I did look through the credits list, and like most of the writers for this game have been writing Assassin's Creed games for a while, and this is Ubisoft Quebec. So most of this is written by French Canadians. So French Canadians trying to write Victoria era British people.
I mean,
Um,
it's not like you can bring Victorian era British people to write the game. They no longer exist.
though you could certainly get some British people to write it. I
Sure.
don't see the problem there. It kind of has the same feeling of like when Americans write modern British people, where it's just like they can't stop talking about crumpets or Meghan Markle. Hello, giant monster! Oh my god.
Is that like a boss?
Run!
Is that a dinosaur?
Wait, this is our first boss fight right here.
Is that a dinosaur?
Okay. You're just saying that, you know?
I mean, it looks like a lizard.
It's
God!
oh! That is not a dinosaur. That is not a dinosaur.
Yeah, apparently not.
Oh my goodness gracious me! Oh wait, it's dead. Never mind.
That was quick.
Yeah, the shotgun really makes short work of this. If you're using the pistol, it takes a while. You just have to shoot it in its open mouth and it would just go down. Bam. That's how you do it, son. Oh, hello. Who's this? Can we help you, ma'am? Do you need some help with something?
Oh, it's that girl.
And then what? What? She disappeared.
What was that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Who in the hell was that?
One more time, with emphasis this time.
Yeah, he's like Solid Snake.
She's like, what the hell was that? Archon, are you still there?
Like just questions after questions.
You want to write all of Snake's dialogue? Just have him repeat the last 2
Yeah, like
sentences.
that's how
The last,
that's Snake 50% of the time.
yeah, it's just like the last 2 words of every sentence, but with a questioning tone.
Yeah, that's like Solid Snake like 80% of the time.
Yep. All right. You know what that means? We are officially done with the school.
Ooh.
We've returned back to the normal school. Oh, and we hear something. A church bell? Who could be ringing that bell?
Oh, we're going to the church now. Oh, the Balkan church?
Oh, yeah.
Like the Eastern European region?
Yes, exactly. It's just like the Balkans.
Yeah. Like ex-Yugoslavian civil war.
So Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Let me clarify my statement of why exactly it has the worst writing in the series. I don't think that just because you get a bunch of French Canadians trying to write British people, you necessarily get a bad script. It's more of what they are influenced by that will dictate how bad or how well it's written. And my estimation of these French Canadians' understanding of Victorian England is possibly watching a bunch of Guy Ritchie movies.
What kind of movies are those?
Well, Guy Ritchie is he's a well, I don't know if prolific is the word you want to use, but he's mostly known for making a bunch of movies about British gangsters.
Oh, like Peaky Blinders. Okay.
Yeah, like he's probably most well known for Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. What else? The two movies that I especially hone in on being an influence on this game are probably his Sherlock Holmes duology. You know what I mean?
The one with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, the Robert Downey Jr. Movies.
Yeah, the one with Discombulate.
Yeah, the two that he directed. Definitely those two I get big vibes of like they definitely watched those two movies and thought this is what the fuck, that dog just disappeared. Did you see that?
Yeah,
that dog sailed into a wall. All right, here we go. Come on. Get in there.
Oh, you made it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like I want to point out the fact that like Assassin's Creed Syndicate came out around 2015. And, like, the Sherlock Holmes movies were, like, 2009, 2011. So, like, those had to be some kind of influence, right? Whether or not, like, the guys who wrote it were like, well, this is what we think would be, like, what our audience would think of as the time period or what they want to see. It's just, yeah, I'm not so certain about that. Have you ever actually watched those movies, the Sherlock Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. movies?
I mean, I've just seen some clips of him like beating some people in like a street fight.
Yeah, that's definitely where they got their idea for the fight scenes, though. Like the action in those movies is very fast and kinetic, and if you watch it unfold in the game, it feels like they tried to recreate it, but it's very herky jerky and like very animation based, and it doesn't feel good at all. I mean, that's the real.
Assassin's Creed doesn't have that good animation, so you know.
Yeah, it's that's a series that's marred by its bad animations that make it look very ugly. Really, like if you've ever played an Assassin's Creed game, you too have had to deal with the pain of like your character running onto a rock and then like constantly like they're running and they're stuck and they can't jump off or anywhere, and then you try to like move and you end up jumping in the wrong direction. That's like a universal experience playing these games when the parkour fucks up.
Yeah, probably like Ubisoft games in general, really.
Yeah.
Because they're using the same assets across games. I mean, like, From Software is doing the same things. Like, they're reusing assets and animations, but at least it doesn't screw you over when playing the game.
Okay, that's a good argument. I want to bring that up. What's the difference between Ubisoft reusing same animations and that being bad, whereas FromSoft does the same and that being good? Well, there's a very big difference. It's because it's all of Ubisoft's animations tend to not clash very well together. Like, they tend to be very disparate and herky-jerky. Like, they're just not good. That's the problem. They're the same thing, just not good. And every time it comes back, it's ever so slightly worse. The more time that you have to spend with this, the more you realize just how bad it is.
Yeah, like, because you're playing the same game. You're playing the same game every year, and it's just the same animations and the same assets. It sticks out way more than, like, say, for example, in a From Software game. Because
Yeah, but like there's a big
Go
difference.
ahead.
Oh, hey, this is a fun spot. Oh, damn dog, you make me look bad. Stupid dog, you make me look bad.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Here's a fun spot, but it's only relevant to her later. There's a chainsaw here, but there's no gasoline.
Oh, so like a secret weapon.
Yeah, so there are like 2 weapons that you can get, but only on New Game Plus, or as it's called in Silent Hill, Next Fear.
Okay.
The one of one of them is that chainsaw, and there's another one that we might find later, pretty soon actually.
Sure.
You know what's so much better about FromSoft's animations? They're hitbox based. And that's how, like, they're based off of the hitboxes, so that they are a lot more liquid. But immediately, it's how you get things like dead angles more often. Like, oh, hello.
Oh, hello, Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus is just hanging out. And then there's this lady here.
Isn't this the same lady from Silent Hill 3?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Please do not. 2 very distinctly different
By
characters.
gyromancy.
Gyromancy.
Gyromancy, like gyrables?
Yeah, like you go out on this your local gyro shop and you get the shawarma and everything.
Oh yeah, the Greek thing.
Yeah.
Gyromancy.
Gyromancy is the power to control gyros, which means that you're going to have an excellent catering service.
You must follow the path. The path of the hermit
Yeah.
Okay, lady.
Yeah, this lady belongs in the nursing house.
Yeah, it's time to take your pills, honey. Go sit in the rocking chair.
It can break through the walls of darkness and counteract the wrath of the underworld.
The wrath of the underworld.
It will help you.
Oh.
Make haste to the hospital.
Make haste to the hospital before it's too late. I did it again.
Wait.
Damn it.
Don't go yet.
You feel like you're going to do that a lot.
I resist, alright? I will resist the urge. Okay. So this is like one of those kind of
Ooh.
keys. You want to get your hand on this right here. This is one of those things that is going to sit in your inventory for a while, but then will pay off later.
Like
Trust
at the
me.
final boss.
Let's go through the doors.
Is this the church from the Silent Hill movie? It looks like the same church.
It could be. So you've seen the Silent Hill movie, all right? But like, was it good? Was it a good movie, really?
I mean, it's not scary, but it is very fun.
See, that's the linchpin right there. It's just like, it's not scary, but like, as you've said before, Dark Souls 2 is a great game, except for the level design. It's just like, but that's the linchpin holding it together. It's broken.
I mean, the thing with horror movies is that like when you watch them the time they come out, like the time period when they come out, it can work. But like some horror movies, they tend to not really age that well.
Oh yeah, and like horror movies themselves tend to have very low costs, and like they tend to have low costs and like have very short development time. So like post production tends to be really short with those.
Yeah, for video game movies, we tend to have like a lot of problems. But no, I think this is Silent Hill movie was one of the better ones. At least the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard the other Silent Hill movies like they're pretty ass. Not even a fun kind of ass. Just lame.
No, that's a flat ass right there. I'm running around picking up some secret stuff right now. No, turn around. Past me, go down the stairs. Oh, there we go. First aid kit. Come on. Yeah, there we go. This stuff, I'm not even sure if it's going to be useful, but it's good to have it.
Yeah, a lot of ammo.
Yeah. If I just end up breezing through everything. Okay, so there's another secret up here, but past me needs to actually go through the door. Come on, this one right here. There we go. Again, yeah, you can't actually get access to this thing until much later, but you might be able to see it. Okay, turn on the flashlight past me. Thank you. Right here. It's a rock drill.
What the?
Yeah.
Just like the chainsaw, right?
Yeah, it's another weapon, but it needs gasoline, so you can only get that on next sphere.
I mean, there isn't really any point to using melee weapons in this game. Like, maybe for the second or the third game, it might make sense, but you just said that.
I brought this up last time, but I would argue that Silent Hill 1 has some of the best melee weapons, arguably.
I see.
Yeah. Part of it's because you get stuff like the chainsaw or the rock drill. But there's also just other ones that you'll get normally that are actually, like, practically useful. No spoilers, of course. You're gonna see them later.
The metal pipe?
Now that we already have the pipe, and the pipe's not terribly useful,
Oh, okay.
but there will be like more melee weapons that we'll get that will be pretty cool.
Sure. I remember the katana from Silent Hill 3. That was fun.
This is gonna sound really nerdy, but like you can't poise with it. It's like you get knocked around whenever you use the katana that you can hardly ever use it. You need something more sturdy that like keeps you on balance.
Yeah, sure. Metal pipe is like more useful. It has a longer range. And it has like knockdown. But katana looks cool.
Yeah, the katana has more like lethality to it. It's more lethal.
Yeah, it does more damage, but it doesn't have knockdown.
Yeah, it's that knockdown that matters, which saying all that out loud makes it sound like we're talking about fighting game mechanics, when, like, admittedly, the Silent Hill series tends to have below par melee and fighting in general, because...
I feel like that's intentional.
Yeah, as a horror series, that's intentional. You're supposed to feel vulnerable. And it's kind of weird to see how things kind of, like, started off and then kind of pared back down and then came back to it. Okay, I need to qualify this statement, because we started with survival horror with Resident Evil and Silent Hill, and we had our weapons, we had our guns and whatnot.
And we were badass.
Yeah, but you still had a certain level of vulnerability. Sure. And then frictional games came along with Amnesia and was like, we're not going to give you any weapons whatsoever. And you feel even more vulnerable, and you're more based around your wits, if anything, and being careful.
And not hiding and stuff.
Exactly. So fighting became, like, almost non-existent. And then kind of, like, it wrapped back around again with later horror games, with stuff like Resident Evil 7, where it's like we're going to have things at the first-person perspective and, like, emphasize your vulnerability. But here's a crazy idea. What if we gave you a gun? It's just like...
Like Resident Evil 4?
Well, again, Resident Evil 4 was before that conversation of like Amnesia removing combat altogether, and like a bunch of games following that as well, like to emphasize your vulnerability. And and then Resident Evil 7 came back and was just like, what if we just gave you a gun? And it's just like, we can make you like completely paper thin, and like maybe the gun will like hold them back a little bit, but like it can't completely take care of the issue. So it's like, it's a difficult balance is what it is, of like how much agency you can be afforded, really. You know what I mean?
I mean, it really depends on the game, because like later Resident Evil games, they're much more action oriented rather than the horror.
Well, what does later really mean? You mean like
4, 5, 6?
4, 5, and 6, but that's not later. That's years. That was years ago.
I mean,
well, I'm talking about now. I'm talking about what does horror turned into now at this point. Like,
I mean-
what do we expect from our horror games?
Yeah, we do have some shooting for the newer ones.
Yeah.
It's not like Amnesia.
Have you seen the new Chinese Room game?
No. Is that what it's called? The Chinese Room?
No. The developers are called the Chinese Room.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, those are the guys that made Machine for Pigs.
Oh, you mean Amnesia Bunker? You mean the newer one?
No, Amnesia Bunker was still made by Frictional.
Ah, okay.
But
Sorry.
Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs was the second one. That was only published by Frictional,
I see.
but it was developed by the Chinese Room.
I see. No, I don't think I've heard of it. Is it any good?
Hold on, let me make sure I got this correct. Fact check real quick. There we go. So their most recent game that came out was called Still Wakes the Deep.
Never heard of it. Sorry.
So yeah, it's a first-person narrative horror game. Still from the same guys that made A Machine for Pigs. It takes place on like an offshore oil rig,
Oh.
on the North Sea. At that. Oh, hello. Who's this?
I have no idea who this is.
Okay. Whoa, hold on, Tex. Whoa.
Oh,
Stop. Don't shoot.
Well, did he miss? How did he miss at
we're
that
not
short
dead.
of range?
I mean, we're not dead, so...
How is he just a really bad shot?
Maybe he just did like a warning shot. Maybe he didn't intend to hit.
He intended a warning shot that was like 3 feet away and pointed directly at him.
Yeah.
So maybe you can tell me what's going on.
This is like maybe the first sane person that we've met since the start of the game with Sybil.
Yeah, what happened to her? Do we see her
Yeah,
again?
she said she was gonna go out and like get some help, but like she hasn't shown up again. It's also snowing this time of year. What time of year is it, Mr. Kaufman? Dr. Kaufman? All right, what's your station? Are you a Mr. or a doctor?
Yeah, what's your PhD on?
Mm-hmm. My PhD is in sexual harassment in the workplace. It's just like, yeah, I get the feeling this guy is like, I'm Mr. Sexual Harassment was my father's name.
Sure.
Okay.
She's missing. I'm sorry. But with all those monsters around, I highly doubt
That's not good vibes, man. You can't be saying that to a dad, dude.
Yeah.
You can't be saying that.
Surprisingly, his voice acting is much better than the other characters. Marginally better.
Yeah, he's actually believable. He seems like a normal
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, and not like a mentally insane freak. Sorry.
That's how, like, you gotta be watching out for that, though. Because, like, in horror, the most sane person is probably the most evil. So, we need to keep an eye out on this
Yeah,
guy, just
yeah.
saying.
You know what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Silent Hill characters like the insane ones basically sound like, From Software NPCs.
Yeah, I feel...
You know. Like they speak in riddles and like they always end with like laughter.
Yeah, none of them laugh, which,
yeah.
if anything, when they do laugh, that makes it creepier. Okay, where was I? So, there was the Chinese Room.
Alright.
They produced a game called Still Wakes the Deep. It's a horror game. This one is still in the vein of, like, the Amnesia type games, where you get no weapons or anything, alright? So,
Right.
like, I feel like horror maybe perhaps has kind of diversified since in more recent years in horror games specifically. Like, it felt like for a long time it was either one or the other, you know? Like, it seemed like after Resident Evil, most of all horror games had to be like this. And then, like, after Amnesia, most of all horror games had to be like this. And now I feel like we kind of have room for both, really. Like, I don't see anyone that's actually, like, complaining about this game not giving you a gun or anything, is my point.
I mean, the thing is, if you're looking for that kind of game, you're probably in the wrong place.
Mm.
I mean, Amnesia Bunker is still there.
Have you actually played a lot of horror games yourself?
I mean,
really?
Not any modern ones. The newest game I played was fucking Amnesia.
The Bunker?
No, the original one.
Oh, the original. Well, I meant, like, you've played Signalis, right?
Oh yeah,
does that count?
Yeah, that does count. I was like thinking like first-person R games.
No, like I think that Signalis is also a good like example of how it feels like more diversity in the horror video game genre is being accepted. Like, I don't want like
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want things to be homogenized. Is what I'm saying. It feels like more different styles of gameplay of horror are becoming more widely accepted. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, what I was going to say is that some horror genres, like top down, which which they used to be considered like obsolete. Why would you make a top down horror game in like in the year 2020 or something? But now that's not really the case. There's an audience for that now.
Yeah. So, like, I'm trying to get to a point, and I think the point I'm getting to is, like, could we be entering a new, like, golden era for, like, video game horror? Especially with, like, Silent Hill coming back in some way, shape, or form.
I mean...
And, like, what?
That's not a good sign, the way they're doing
It's not a good sign. I just realized that, like, that statement doesn't make any sense. It's just like that's Konami milking its
Silent Hill
franchise.
is making a comeback in the worst way possible.
Yeah,
but okay, I do have to admit, the PS5 demo that they made, Lost Signal, was that it?
Yeah,
that looked really good. Like if they decide to like follow through on that, I think like that would make a really good game. But no. Konami doesn't have a studio anymore. That's the problem.
Okay. Well, there's a thing here. I got a plastic bottle.
Okay.
So that's important, but it's not something I'm going to act on, unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay.
Where were we?
Yeah, we were talking about the horror genre in video games. Because, like, I understand that, like, saying that, like, there's going to be a remake of Silent Hill 2, it's like, that's not exactly an endorsement of the genre. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, if I were smart, which I am not, I would try to make a YouTube video about how, like, is horror games entering a new golden age?
I mean, you are a YouTuber, so...
Yeah. I don't want to call it ahead of time and they be wrong, is the thing. Okay, so there's a thing here. I got that plastic bottle, and there was all that liquid with the broken vial there.
Yeah, can't you feel it?
Yeah, you can fill the plastic bottle with whatever that liquid is. I don't want to spoil it.
It's blood, isn't it?
It's not blood. It's not blood. It's something else. But I decided to skip on it, which means that we're...
Is that like an optional thing?
It is optional. It's actually necessary to get the best ending.
Oh.
Yeah. But I decided to skip on it. I'm just going to get what I feel like is the canon ending, personally.
Oh, so you're thinking that the good ending isn't the canon one? I see.
Yeah, it's just like the good neutral, like left of the good plus. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Damn bugs. These fucking rad roaches, man. It's like a cameo from Fallout. Yeah.
Are you saying that the best ending isn't canon because of like continuity issues from Silent Hill 3?
Yeah, I feel like in that case it's the ending that makes the most sense for what direction they went in, because like there's a character that will live if you take the absolute best ending. And it raises questions for why they're not present in the sequel.
Oh, okay. I I understand exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. But we'll get to that. Okay, here we are. We're in an elevator.
Oh yeah.
Past me is trying to figure out what the hell they're supposed to be doing. Okay,
All
so
right.
we have the basement, 1, 2, 3. So we got 4 floors, but 1 basement and 3 floors.
Okay.
It takes us back up here. Okay, cool. Hello? Yes? No?
Uh-oh.
Okay, fine, whatever. Okay. What were we talking about? Oh, you had something you wanted to bring up, B. What was that?
Oh. No. Forgot. I'm not sure.
So, B, what movies have you
Oh,
been
okay,
watching
that.
recently?
Okay, so me and my friend, we like to go meet up once a year, and we go see the worst possible horror movie in the theater, like
The
the worst, yeah, the worst slop,
the worst
yeah, the
possible.
worst possible slop that you can possibly find. And this time it was Sijin 7. It's a Turkish horror movie. Like
Okay.
there's a whole genre of jinn movies. Like jinn is like a kind of a paranormal entity from like uh Islamic religion, and it dates back like to Arabic. Uh, it dates back to Arabic religion before Islam, but no, it's in Islam. It's still there. Like kind of
Okay.
like how pagan stuff still sticks around in like Christianity. You know what I mean?
Okay, so... well, hold on. We're about
Oh,
to
okay.
go to the 3rd floor. Okay, so we tried out the door, and the lock is jammed. Okay, so apparently all the doors are
Oh.
jammed on the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor. So there's
Oh.
nothing up here. It's just the 1st floor, nothing else.
Okay.
Great. Well, goodness gracious me!
What's going on?
Is that another button that says a number 4 on it?
Oh, the Japanese number that people don't like.
Okay, so we have a magically appearing 4th floor. Amazing. Man, Silent Hill's construct... Oh, hello.
No. It's that lady again.
Oof. Okay. Oh, and things have gotten all rusty up in here.
Oh yeah.
And we don't have a map for this place. Great.
Okay, about Sijin 7. So imagine the movie Exorcist, and like instead of the priest, you have a jacked up Muslim Arab guy that just barges into your house like and exorcises spirits at the end of the movie. That's it.
Oh, okay.
The characters like are all going insane like from like the spirits and stuff. And at the end of the movie, this guy just kind of appears out of nowhere and just kills the spirit, kills the jinn. It's quite funny.
That's it?
Yeah, like yeah, that's kind of it. I'm sorry,
Oh.
but I mean, it's not a great movie. It's not a scary movie, but it's a fun movie. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
You know what was like the last bad horror movie that I saw?
sure, what is it?
It was The Bye Bye Man.
I know about Bye Bye Man. It's
Yeah, have you ever seen The Bye Bye Man?
no, but I will at some point.
That was a terrible movie.
Yeah, like
awful.
yeah, we also called like the pee pee poo
Oh
poo man.
shit.
We used to make fun of it that way.
Yeah, that was the memes. That was the memes.
Have you seen the Slenderman movie?
The door.
The bad one?
No, but the door just locked right behind us. Look at that, the 4th floor. It says there on the wall. But also the door locked behind us, so there's like no going back.
Oh, no. Well, there's just one way.
I looked up the Bye Bye Man on Google, and there's someone asking how scary is the Bye Bye Man.
And what's the answer?
It says here, parents need to know that The Bye Bye Man is a horror movie that could appeal to fans of so bad it's good films. So even Google is aware of just like how trashy it is that it just immediately goes into so bad it's good territory.
Yeah, but I really like it when like the movie producers, realize that their movie isn't good. That it's in fact so bad it's good, and they kind of act on it.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that a parasite?
Check it out. We got a puppet nurse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's something growing out of her back and it's jiggling. It's just like, that's another way you can use jiggle physics, I guess.
Yeah, I prefer the classic use.
I like...
Sorry.
Oh, crap, no! She's
No.
stabbing me. Down, girl. You're gonna get fired for this. I'm gonna sue the hospital.
Yeah, the nurses are notoriously difficult in every Silent Hill game.
Yeah, they're notorious, period. Alright, what's this? Right. Steel plate screwed to the wall.
Okay.
So, keep in mind for this right here, this is not relevant. Not until way later, alright? Just to give it away, they kind of throw some stuff here that's only relevant till later, but it's kind of there to throw you off the trail
Oh, I see.
of like, what exactly are you supposed to interact with? What's the puzzle here? But there's only certain things that you're actually supposed to interact
It's
with.
kind of smart.
And those things are just there to throw you off.
That's kind of smart. I can't really imagine Silent Hill 3 doing that, for example. Because
Mhm.
there isn't a whole lot of backtracking in that game. It's more like level based.
Yeah, this is like puzzle elements that have like that basically ask the question, but the answer is not shown till way later when you get back to it. So it's kind of interesting. Kind of leaves some loose ends that get tied
Yeah.
up at the end. I can't believe what I'm reading. Is the Bye Bye Man a true story?
I wish. I wish.
The Bye Bye Man is not a true story, but the Pee Pee Poo Man is.
Oh, okay. One more thing about Sijin 7 and like the Jin movies in general. It always
sure.
has to be based on a true story. Otherwise, I guess people don't really care about it
Oh
for
yeah.
some reason. It's exact like possession movies, like in the West. It always to be based on a true story.
You know what movie series we have to blame for that, where everything in horror has to have based on a true story attached
Blair
to
Witch
it
Project.
in order to make it seem even scarier? Like, the movie series that started that bullshit was like the Amityville horror, you know? Because, like, yeah, there's a lot of, like, argument about, like, the whole, like, Amityville house and whatnot. Like, is it true? Is it not true? It's just, like, it was, like, decades of just, like, how true is it? Is it, like, how true? It's like, then every other horror movie is just, like, we gotta have that, too. Like, we gotta have, like, our thing based off, like, an urban legend of, like, I don't know, someone's goat, like, ate someone else's newspaper and, like, declared vengeance upon them. Or
Yeah,
some
in Turkey they
bullshit.
don't even try. They just throw whatever bullshit they can imagine, and at the end they just say, "Yeah, oh yeah, by the way, it's based on a true story." Like they don't even try to make it.
Yeah.
They don't even put up an effort to like provide
What?
the historical background.
So
or
wait, like,
whatever.
there's a. So those are some bad horror movies. But what are some good horror movies?
Okay.
Do they exist? Can they exist?
Okay.
Who knows?
You wanna
Okay. That's a joke. There are good horror movies.
you wanna know what's the last good horror movie that I've seen? In the Mouth of Madness from John Carpenter. Have you heard about it?
Oh, okay. Plate of Turtle.
Oh, it's one of those puzzle where you like collect stones. Where you collect stones that they open the door.
Yeah. Classic. Like I said, it's like a figurative key versus Oh, hello. So is there something in here?
Yeah. That's the worst toilet that I've ever seen, and I've seen some terrible ones.
What about the toilet in Silent Hill 2? Was that worse?
Which one? I'm trying to remember.
There was the toilet in Silent Hill 2 that James stuck his hand in.
Oh God, man, we should make a Silent Hill toilet tier list.
We'll make a tier list of which one was most the disgusting toilet.
Yeah, yeah. I think PT has to be the top spot.
Oh, it has to be, or it's a close second to the one that that James stuck his hand in.
Ew.
Also include the toilet that
I think there's like a reference to that in Silent Hill 3.
Yeah, there's that. That's a reference. A reference.
Where Heather goes, I'm not gonna put my hand in there. Yeah,
that's a good reference right there. Very good.
I know.
Okay. I feel like the hospital is an iconic level in like every Silent Hill game when it comes up. It feels like every Silent Hill game has to have a hospital level, even if it's the same hospital. In the case of like Silent Hill 3.
2 and 3. I mean, yeah, they're the same hospital, but like it's in a different context.
Okay, what's this now?
In 3, you also have like a stalker. Yeah, in Silent Hill 2, it's about grieving over your wife and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But in
Played a cat.
Yeah, but like in Silent Hill 3, they just kind of recontextualize it, and now it's about being stalked by some guy you don't know about.
Okay, yeah.
You remember that part,
yes,
right?
I do, but then it made me think of like, isn't that also like Resident Evil 3? So like every horror game where you're playing as a girl has to involve someone stalking you, apparently. Is that like a?
Was that the case in Resident Evil 3?
Oh yeah. That was Nemesis. So like that was where Nemesis kept following Jill around. So it's just like that's like a real theme right there. So like where it's like real topical theme, women having to deal with guys that won't take no for an answer.
Yeah, I mean, in Resident Evil 3, the guy actually like chases you down, and you have to like fight it and stuff. But in Silent Hill 3, you don't see the thing. You don't see the guy at all, and I think that's like so scary about it because when you're playing it for the first time, you're thinking like he could come up anytime.
Here's a question. Here's a question. What was the first horror movie that you've seen? Like, what was the very first one?
Okay. I've seen like a lot of horror movies that like I can't really remember because I watched them as a child, like, and I was so scared to look at them that I can like barely like remember their plot. But like the first horror movie that I like intentionally watched, like voluntarily, and then I enjoyed was John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, okay.
And I was hooked immediately. Like that was the point when I stopped being afraid of horror movies and I started like to enjoy them.
Okay.
That was like
Okay.
That was a breaking point for me.
My first horror movie was Psycho.
Oh, like like the original one, the one in black and white.
Yeah, my first horror movie was the Alfred Hitchcock movie. What the fuck? Does everything in Japan have to include tentacles from it? Does everything that comes out of Japan have to put tentacles in it?
I mean, they eat more octopus than we do, so...
Okay, hopefully this one will be obvious. So, this one will want blood. Not schoolgirl's blood.
Oh.
Oh my god, I can't believe I said that. I'm going to hell.
You're gross.
Yeah,
maybe instead of a tentacle, it's just a regular octopus.
what octopus do you know likes to eat blood?
I don't know. Don't octopus eat fish?
They eat shellfish.
Okay.
You know, like clams and
They don't have
stuff.
blood. You're right.
Yeah, come on. Nope.
Oh,
Nope. Not about none of that. You're in my personal bubble. Get out.
yeah, the castle doctrine, bitch.
Jeez. But no, seriously, my first horror movie was actually picked out by my parents. And it was Psycho, is
Oh,
what it was,
that-
yeah.
Right now, your parents sound to me like they're like elitist cinephiles or something.
No, well, they weren't real.
Imagine like curating films for your child. Yeah, you gotta start with the Alfred Hitchcock movie, man.
Yeah, well, to a certain extent, you have to, because, like, your kid isn't, like, when they're very young, they're not fully cognizant of, like, what's good or bad. So, like, you'll pick out what is good for them, so they, you know, like Barney the dinosaur, or maybe the more, like, modern example would be Bluey, because, like, they need to learn, like, how the world works, right and wrong, all that stuff. But it's another thing when, like...
Okay, I agree.
When, it's another thing...
You have to, like, kind of supervise your child, you're right.
Yeah. But it's another thing when, like,
No, you need to make sure... Okay, go ahead.
It's another thing when, it's about, what more adult movies they need to watch, though. Especially if you plan on watching it with them. Because, like, what do you, like, do you want your kid to watch some trashy horror, or, like, what's considered to be, like, some of the best, really?
Yeah.
Because it's not just about, like, learning right or wrong, or how to color in the lines or whatever as a baby. It's another thing is felt like, get, like, cultural, you know? Like, you're teaching your kid culture, you know?
Yeah. Media literacy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like, I think that's pretty cool because, you know, my parents never did that. I just had to find that about myself.
Mm.
You know, I had to find out about, you know, what's considered a good movie and what's not. But no, with internet that's pretty easy. So
I mean, like, I kind of wish my parents maybe took more initiative in some ways, because it felt like they kind of, like, here's some of the stuff that we like that's considered good on a whole, but, like, I wish that, like, they gone out a bit further, you know, stuff that's not just the super accepted, because, like, if we've seen, like, oh, hello, it's the Doctor. Yeah, this is an enemy you probably don't see very often.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like an upgraded nurse. It's just the Doctor. I bet they don't come back because you can't put them in a skimpy outfit.
But if you can, though.
Maybe in the remake. So, like, the thing is that, like, I kind of wish they'd gone a little further with, like, introducing stuff that was not super accepted, but was considered good. Like, I never seen, a David Lynch movie until, like, way later in life. You know what I mean?
I mean, if I were to watch, like, a David Lynch movie at, like, 16 years old, it would probably break my mind.
Okay, well, my point is that they went with, like, what was, like, the Psycho that they were very aware of and was, like, very accepted. I would kind of have liked it if they branched out a bit more. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing, really.
I know. Like, when I have a child, I'm going to, like, make a watch list for them, and it's just going to be all Nicolas Cage movies and John Carpenter movies. And maybe some Cronenberg.
That's
it.
That's an interesting collection right there.
Yeah. I'm going to melt that child's brain away.
I'll have to call child...
With the weirdest movies that...
I'll have to call child services.
I mean, in a good way, not in, like, a abusive way.
Okay.
The child's going to be like my frame of seeing the world has been completely changed.
So this room right here, you notice how there's, like, nothing in it?
Okay.
It's, like, weird noises and that's it.
What's that painting over there?
It's actually more like a window covered in rust, but
Okay.
that might be important later. Oh, hello, another doctor. Jeez. And yeah, they're definitely upgraded because they just take bullet after bullet.
Yeah, gender discrimination is so obvious in there, huh?
You know what? Speaking of, this is like totally out of left field, but you know how you just reminded me of something. Did you know how like in Pokemon?
Are we going to talk about that scary village from the first game, Valender Town? Are we going to be talking about Valender Town?
This is a total non sequitur, but when you brought that up, it reminded
Okay.
me of a dumb theory way early in Pokemon, where they said that like when they were introducing genders into Pokemon, like there was this idea that like all the female Pokemon had lesser stats than male Pokemon, and that was never corroborated and was probably not even true to begin with. But that was a theory for a while.
I mean, I know some people from Pokemon like who are way too obsessed with like breeding Pokemons, like min-maxing them.
Oh yeah.
It's really creepy in a way, I think.
Well, it's not all that different from like real in the real world where you do stuff like horse breeding and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but we've been doing those over like multiple generations.
Yeah. Like I never said that Pokemon was without fault. I was just pointing out the fact that like oh wait. Oh wait, check it out. Check it out.
Oh.
Hello.
Hammer?
Mm-hmm, baby. We got the hammer. Now this I'm gonna be using.
Like
What?
Okay, let's see it. Is it like a single-handed hammer?
Yeah, check it out. Check this out. It goes in one hand. And the generator's on. Good. So I'm gonna be using this a lot. Alright?
That's a big fucking hammer.
Yeah. This hammer is epic. Watch out. Here we go. Bam! Bam!
Wow.
Bam! Like, it pushes them back, is what it does. Like, 3 hits, down. I don't even need to kick them. They're just dead.
Oh, you don't need to kick them?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It does so much damage. Like, it pushes them back, just like that. It hit them 3 times. And it's just like...
And it's gone.
Bringing the hammer down.
The sound is so satisfying, man.
Yeah, I love the hammer. I'm going to be using this a lot. Basically anything I can hit in melee range, I'm going to be taking out the hammer on them.
Nice.
I brought up that there are some good melee weapons, some of the best. Okay. It's not so great when you need to fight 2 at once. No. 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 There we go.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Be careful now.
Okay. Watch your health past me. You don't know what else could be, like, coming at you. Okay. You know what horror movie I saw that wasn't picked out by my parents, but was, like, picked out, like, by my older cousins, though? Like...
What is it?
My parent, like, Human Centipede.
Oh, no. That's such a... I can totally imagine my cousin having me watch that. That's such a cousin thing to do.
Yeah, it was an older cousin, we're gonna fuck your brain up kind of moment, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what cousins do all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like, in retrospect, if I were to go back and watch that movie, I'd probably realize just how dumb it really was. It's just like, what kind of, like...
Like, once you get over the premise...
Yeah.
There isn't a whole lot going for it.
Exactly. It's just like, They made sequels to that, but I never bothered watching any of them.
Yeah, in the second movie, they make the same thing, but like with like a walled prison. Like it's a chain made
Is
up
that
of,
is that the second?
Yeah, the second movie. Yeah.
Is that the second movie or the third one?
I'm not sure. I think it's the second one where they like make experiments with people in the prison. Like,
Hold on, I'm gonna investigate this. can't believe I'm doing this. Oh, okay. So there was a sequel. That was Human Centipede Full Sequence, and there was a third one called Final Sequence.
Full sequence.
Because the first one's called First Sequence, and it was 3 people together. And the second one had like... Okay, let's see.
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't they make like a full circle?
A full circle?
Like, instead of like a centipede, it's like a snake eating its own tail. Like Ouroboros? Yeah.
B, you can take that idea and throw it back into the dark pit of whence you pulled it from. No one needs to see or think of that.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. So, yeah, okay. So the second one apparently was 12 people. And... What? Okay. So apparently the second one, if I'm reading this right, is like someone watches the film, the first one. Like, the first movie is like an actual movie in the real world. And like someone watches it and gets the idea to do it themselves, like an amateur apparently. It's just like, Like, this definitely is trying to trade on the idea of like, this is a real medical thing that you can do. It's just like, but it's really not. It's really not. You shouldn't do it because it's dumb.
I mean, could it work though? Like, I don't know.
So, yeah. So you were right about the whole, like, Human Centipede, like, 3 is the one that's, like, a whole prison of people. So, like, how many people is in this centipede?
Like 100?
Okay. So, like...
Maybe.
I'm trying to find out.
Let's count.
Let's count how many is in this actual human centipede. Okay, hold on. Let me try to figure this out. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is such a terrible idea to bring up in a podcast for Silent Hill. This is going down such a rabbit hole that no one should ever bother with. Okay. Can you believe that we started off... Where do we even start this conversation with? How did we even get here?
Your cousins?
Oh, yeah. Somehow it was about Psycho, and yet it turned into this.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Okay. Alright, no one's giving me an answer of how many people are in this human centipede. How many people? There it is. 500. There were 500 people in this human centipede. Yeah. I suppose it's like an actual human centipede in the sense that a centipede is centa for 100.
Oh.
Or, yeah. Or actually,
1,000?
doesn't this make... Yeah, it should be a millipede, right? Because, like, there's, like, 500 people with, like, that's extra for every limb for the arms and legs.
The human millipede. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the human millipede at that point.
Yeah, we should make a human millipede. Yeah, they should make like a reboot, and they should call it the human millipede.
Well, there's no other way to do it at this point except for like all of humanity. Like, let's take all 8 billion people and put them in a human centipede.
Yeah, like an alien invades Earth, and they just kind of decide to do that for some reason.
I feel disgusted that we decided to go down this rabbit hole.
Sorry.
Honestly.
I guess it's kind of my fault. Oh
well. No, it's fine. It's fine. It was my fault asking about first horror movies, really.
Yeah, you never bring that kind of stuff up with me. Big mistake.
No. Let's talk about something much nicer. You know what this puzzle is about right here? This is this puzzle is using plates that are in reference to Alice in Wonderland.
Oh.
Now, there's nothing suspicious or sus about Alice in Wonderland, as many people have noted.
Just don't ask about the movie.
Don't ask about the movie. Don't ask about American McGee's video game.
Oh, yeah, that one's especially fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, solving puzzles time with colorful squares. Think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts.
They look like soaps that they sell in like tourist spots. The
Yeah,
plates.
these things look like paperweights, honestly. You know what I mean? Like you get a novelty paperweight when you're out, like as a tourist.
Yeah, to me they look like soaps. Like in Turkey, they sell like a bunch of soaps like that, like with like exotic scents.
Uh huh. Like, do they like to put the prints on them and everything?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Yeesh. Okay. So I've done this puzzle like 1,000 times, just as much as I've done every other puzzle. It's really just, you know, putting them in the right, not just in the right order, but like using the other color squares there to try to figure out which one is placed where.
Oh, I
There
see.
we go. Now we're through. Get out of the way, nurse. I don't need you in my life. I'm perfectly medically healthy. I don't need your assistance.
Exactly.
Okay. No. No? Okay. Ugh. Okay. So,
This thing is godly OP, by the way. You are right.
yeah, absolutely. This thing never gets topped. Like, the guns are necessary for shooting any ranged enemies, and that's like it. I'm basically going to be using this most of the time. Yeah, this weapon is broken. There's a reason why they never brought it back. Team Silent was like, we're going to nerf this thing out of existence.
I mean, to be fair, this hammer doesn't really make sense. Like, have you seen a hammer this big in real life? Like this looks much more like a tool hammer, you know, a single-handed one.
Well, yeah, this is the kind of hammer that you would use for, like, construction if you were, like, trying to break up masonry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like those have like a bigger head, like kind of like that weapon from Bloodborne.
No. Like, this is not a sledgehammer.
Oh, okay.
This is more like a rock hammer, if
I
anything.
see. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking of a sledgehammer. Yeah, I think Silent Hill does have a sledgehammer. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Silent Hill 3 has a sledgehammer as well. I don't know if, like, did you ever use it? You apparently, like...
I used it because of its range for like once, and that's it. I used it in the silver level because of the range.
Yeah, okay. This thing is like a rock hammer, but way longer than most rock hammers that I've seen, really.
Yeah.
It's a hammer in a video game. It does what it does.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, where to now?
We're still trying to solve puzzles here. I think we're getting close to another like step in the plot. Really,
Like a cutscene?
not a cutscene, but like a plot, a part of this hospital where it's like there's gonna be a part where we find like a hidden entrance, a hidden pathway, if you will.
I see.
That's gonna reveal some more plot to us. Disinfecting alcohol. Yeah, we're getting closer. No problem.
What's your favorite puzzle across all of Silent Hill? Like 1, 2, 3.
That is an excellent question. I'm glad that you asked that, and it wasn't related to any kind of human centipede stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. My favorite puzzle. That's a good question, actually. There's one of the puzzles that I like is the Hangman puzzle in Silent Hill 2.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that the one that insta-kills you if you get it wrong?
I don't know if that's it. There is a puzzle in Silent Hill 1 that will insta-kill you if you don't do something right. But, yeah, I don't know if that... I don't like it. That's not a good puzzle. No, there shouldn't be any kind of puzzle that just insta-kills you if you don't get it right once.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's cheap shit. You don't do that. I think we've explored most of everywhere. We just need to go to the... Now that we got the alcohol, we just need to go to the last room.
Okay. My favorite puzzles from Silent Hill 3 from the sewer level. Do you remember how you had to use like a air dryer to electrocute a giant fish?
Yeah, you want to electrocute it because if you go in there,
Yeah.
you get fucking
Yeah,
killed.
insta killed. I
Yeah.
lost like an hour of progress because of that, you know?
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a very similar one here in Silent Hill that's like that. Maybe Silent Hill 3 got it from that, really, now I think about it.
But yeah, like,
Uh,
there's just something really fun about like using a fucking toaster to just instantly kill like this giant monstrosity.
yeah, it's a strangely, like, logical and practical way to deal with the situation.
Yeah, like yeah, it's a very logical solution in a very illogical setting.
Yeah. Like, I mean, to be fair, I feel like most puzzles in Silent Hill are logic puzzles, really.
Yeah, fair.
Functionally, most of what puzzles do is essentially try to, like they're there to serve, like, two purposes. And, like, it depends on your suspension of disbelief, how immersed you are if you don't feel like you're pulled out of it. Because, like, puzzles in Silent Hill and in most survival horror games are there to, like, waste your time, effectively.
Yeah.
They're there for you to be there longer to experience the atmosphere. It's kind of like,
It's kind of like a shopping list. You know, I have to get this and this and this.
it is in some ways, yeah. Like, you go to the supermarket, like, there is stuff you there that you want, but, like, you're there to get some things that you need, you know? Like, your kids might run ahead and get the cereal that they want, but you do have to go to the produce section and get yourself some yams, you know?
Meanwhile,
It's just like, if you're...
Meanwhile, the mall is set up such a way that they try to like sell you like your 20th toothpaste or something.
Yeah, it's set up in a way so that you'll feel confused and maybe drop all your money. Like, okay.
That's such a Konami.
Here's the logic puzzle here. So, we got ourselves a lighter earlier. If we had to douse this in actually a bunch of alcohol so that it could actually set itself on fire. So there we go. A lovely fire effect.
This reminds me of the Silent Hill 3 puzzle with the chlorine, where you like kill the
there
kill
you
the
go.
bees.
Yeah. Okay. So this is another part of the hospital, but we had to get behind a big case in order to get here. And there are nurses here, so this is supposed to be used by hopefully someone. But look at this place. This does not look sanitary at all. Like, that you would not be proud of working in a hospital like this if you were a nurse here. Let's be honest.
I mean, if I was a nurse there, all my patients will die from from infection.
Yeah, like if you're a nurse here and you're just walking around with the parasite sticking out of your back and the only thing on your mind is stabbing people, you might not be a terribly good nurse.
Shocking, right?
Yeah. What, go all the way down to this hallway just for a jammed door?
Like-
Are you kidding me?
Like, imagine going into a hospital. Imagine going into a hospital and you come out with tetanus. That's Silent Hill.
You just, like, go to any hospital and you come out worse for it. That's not a hospital.
Like, what in Silent Hill you specifically get tetanus.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just like in Resident Evil you get the T virus. in Silent Hill,
Silent Hill you get the tetanus.
you get a different T virus. So we talked about horror movies. Have you seen it's not the Silent Hill, the Resident Evil movies? Have you seen the Resident Evil movies though?
You know, they actually like air those in like Turkish television.
Oh,
Yeah, like I've seen like some tidbits of it. It doesn't really look scary. It looks more like an action movie, really.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, they're more action movies, really, that are just slightly more gory.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell? No. Do you hear this sound?
Yeah, the glass breaking.
Yeah, and there's nothing in this room.
Is that like a bug?
Like, yeah, no, that's purposeful. I've found that there are some rooms that just purposely put nothing in them but a weird sound.
Huh.
It's just there to psych you out, man. Okay. This is the last door.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God.
Oh, the
What's
cutscene.
this?
What's this?
Looks like someone's been here.
Looks like someone's been here. Hello?
Oh. Oh, that woman from the third movie.
You just identify them based off of the movie they've been in.
Speaking of the Resident Evil movie.
I like the idea.
Oh, go ahead.
I like the idea of like identifying someone based off of something obscure that they've been in. Like that's like you don't think of the first thing they've been in. You think of like the distant 17th thing.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like remember that time that I met Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah.
It's just like imagine if like you met if I met Timothy Chalamet and it's just like, oh man, I love your review of that Xbox controller. No, not any of their movies, just their YouTube.
If you encounter him again, you should definitely try that. Thank you for recommending that Xbox.
Oh yeah, I like that vibe. Yeah, I'm a PlayStation man, but I love your reviews of Xbox controllers.
Okay, speaking of the Resident Evil movie, did you know that the director specifically casts her wife as the main character? And like puts her in like insane situations?
Oh no, even better than that. They met on set of the first movie, and that's how they got to know each other.
Right.
So like all the movies after that are just like him trying to show off how hot his wife is. Mia Jovovich.
The whole Resident Evil movies are just this guy showing off her wife, which is quite funny.
Yeah, showing off his wife.
Yeah, not in a bad way.
And eventually, like in the later movies, they cast their daughter into the movies as well.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, it's real.
I didn't know that.
Let me check and make sure. I'm pretty sure this is true.
It's a whole family business.
Yeah. And then, okay, so it was Resident Evil in 2002, Apocalypse, Extinction, Afterlife, Retribution, and then the final chapter. That's a lot of movies. Hold on. So, let's see. Oh, hello. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Ever Anderson is the daughter of Mia Jovovich and Paul W.S. Anderson. That's amazing. Oh, hey. So, do you like analog horror? Because that's what this is right here.
I mean, this is way older than analog horror, but yeah, I guess it counts. Yeah.
Well, what's analog horror then to you?
It's more like Blair Witch Project, where you have to like interact with the content, and like do some like investigating and stuff.
Well, we're playing this on a. Well, this is playing on a VHS, so that should count, right?
Yeah, like yeah, okay. If you're like speaking strictly, it is analog and it is horror, but like analog horror as a horror genre is like it has to like fulfill some criteria. Like it's more like it's kind of like ARG horror. Like when you say analog horror, it reminds me of like ARGs, YouTube ARGs. Have you seen any analog analog horror content on like YouTube?
I think I have. There's this one series that's called Winter of '83. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think I have. Have you seen the boiling one
No.
phenomena? The boiling one phenomena.
No.
Okay.
Is this in the same vein as those shitty, like, pre-internet things where it's just like, it's a scene of nothing happening and then, like, some scary
No.
woman jumps out?
No, it's not a jump scare
No,
thing.
it's not the same thing. No.
It's not a jump scare
No.
thing.
Not a jump scare thing. Okay.
I hate those, by the way. Because, my cousin would, like, expose me to those stuff all the time just to get a reaction out of me. It's such a cousin thing.
Oh, yeah. Not a fan. It feels like we've been in this hospital for a while now,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
I've become really familiar with this hospital at this point. Across 3 games.
Don't worry, we'll be Splitsville. Come on.
Oh, is this the famous cutscene?
Who are you, lady? Hey!
Hey, hands off.
The other nurses couldn't get in my personal bubble. I'm not gonna allow you.
Finally, someone else.
Someone else who's okay.
Who are you?
My name's Lisa Garland. What's yours?
Harry
Interesting
Mason.
choice of music here.
I can't hear it. Hold on.
Harry, tell me what's happening here. Where is everybody? I must have gotten knocked out. When I came to, everyone was gone. It's awful.
So you don't know anything either. Great. I just don't get it. It's like this is all some kind of bad dream.
Yeah, a living
Literally.
nightmare.
Let me ask you, have you seen a little girl around here?
So I know this is a meme, but it is wild just how many times Harry Mason asks literally everyone, living or breathing, or otherwise, if they have seen his daughter, his 7-year-old
It's like
girl.
Heavy Rain.
It's like
No, Jason.
Jason.
Yeah, precisely.
I don't like Heavy
I
Rain.
mean, I don't like visual novel type of games in general. Where the premise is like your choices matter, but like in the end it doesn't really matter a whole lot.
Yeah. I feel like I don't like David Cage as a person either.
Until Dawn was okay though. It felt like watching a slasher movie, which I like.
That didn't involve him.
I know. I'm just talking like in that genre in general.
Okay. In that genre. Okay.
What they call that genre? I forgot.
Choices matter. Yeah, the choices matter. Video games.
Okay.
Was I dreaming? The second most thing that Harry Mason does, other than asking if someone has seen a little girl, is get knocked out.
Yeah, he's like an alcoholic father.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, all those health drinks must have done something.
Yeah. Those, whatever's in them health drinks, we gotta figure it out, alright? They can restore your health, but they always seem to show up when monsters do. I don't think that's a coincidence.
What should the real life equivalent to the health drink be?
Red Bull? I guess?
What about Bud Light? Bud Light.
No.
No? Okay.
No. Did you, actually, speaking of both energy drinks and alcohol, did you know they actually tried doing that for a while?
I mean, in Turkey they mix alcohol and energy drinks all the time.
All the time. Wow. Like, they tried that up here, around here, and, like, they were considered, like, too much. Like,
Too much.
nah, you can't do this. Yeah. You're gonna give people heart attacks with this shit.
Yeah, like technically you're not supposed to do that. Like in Red Bull they specifically say that, don't mix this with alcohol, but people just do it anyways just to get a high.
What's going on with the people in Turkey? they can pull that shit off.
Yeah, it's an Eastern European thing. We have an incredible death drive, is what it is. Just no risk aversion whatsoever.
It's just like fly onto incoming traffic. It's just like what will be will be.
Yeah, it's better than living in Turkey.
Man, every once in a while, someone will send some video of like some weird shit going on in Eastern Europe, like someone's riding an ostrich into traffic or something. It's just like I know that there are normal things going on around there, but every time something comes up, it seems like it really isn't.
Yeah,
it's just like what's a normal one?
Eastern Europe really be like that. Like once a time I had some guy in the public transport that just pulled out a pigeon out of his jacket. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
you got dogs riding the buses and shit, leaving poops, getting like set up and framed for poops and shit.
The poop gate.
Oh Jesus! Do you hear this music?
No, I can't really hear the music.
What even is this?
I can hear the dialogue.
It sounds like it's wailing. It's like if a soundtrack could like, it's like the soundtrack sounds like it's ugly crying right now. Jesus Christ. All right, so we just blew right through the hospital. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it Splitsville for now. All right.
Splitsville?
I think we had we're gonna call it a day.
Okay.
That's what cool people like me say. Calling something Splitsville is like what cool people like me think sounds cool, but really isn't.
Yeah, you're just out of touch with the next generation, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. I was never in touch with I was never one of the cool kids, even when I was a kid.
It's like that Simpson joke. It happened to me. Next, it'll happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like Abe Simpson talking to Homer.
All right.
Oh well.
All right, we're gonna come back for the next episode. I know this one was kind of all over the place. We were really rambling like hell on this one. We need to actually come up with some topics.
Yeah, we're gonna have a schedule next time. We're gonna have a timetable.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna look up what the hell organized means in the dictionary.
Yes.
Alright. Hope y'all had fun.
Until next time.
Chill. Take it easy. Yes, take it easy.
Until next time.